you're back to Prime Morning. My name is Essie Edwakomia, and I'm seated here with KMJ. And it's time for Good Living segment. We are about talking on prioritizing your mental health in the community.
Depending on what you do as an individual, community, wherever you find yourself, it gets to that point where a lot of people go through so many things they're not able to handle. Sometimes, if you're not careful, you're tempted to make a decision that would end your life. I don't know where you find yourself, which community you are in. If you're an individual, I don't know the friends around you and how you guys go about mental health and, you know, what it's been able to do for you in terms of what you're doing to prevent that. But we're here to speak to experts, those who know what it feels like to be in that situation and see how
they
help
us.
us.
They are here to help us. Yeah. We all need it. We really need it.
Yeah.
And it's Purple Month, and so what really is Purple Month and why the color purple? I mean, what is it really about?
It could have been orange or gold. Right?
Exactly, but it is purple. But KMJ, you know, before we get into the conversation, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is 1st May. Okay? It is Workers' Day.
Yep.
Workers' Day. And tomorrow, we are going to give you a spectacular show right here on Prime Morning. We are going all the way to Takoradi, right from here. We are hopping on a plane.
Yep.
Yeah, so actually, I think it's a chopper that we are going with. Yeah, so we are hopping on a chopper to Takoradi. We are going to speak with the officers, the commanding officers. In fact, every single thing that you need to know about the Ghana Navy, this is the right moment for you to know all about it. Tomorrow is going to be spectacular. I just can't wait.
Yeah, the whole 4 hours is going to be all the way from Sekondi at the naval base. And so you're not missing any of our conversations tomorrow here on Prime Morning. We want to celebrate, you know, the Ghana Navy.
The Ghana Navy,
also get to know what exactly it is all about, what they do and all that, you know. So, yeah, you're not missing out any of that. So we've got a chopper in the waiting, and that's what is important to me.
Right after the show. Right, so before we hop on the chopper, we need to give you an exciting moment right here on Prime Morning. And so it is time for Good Living segment. I was supposed to say let's talk
relationship, right?
But that's on Thursday.
It's not Thursday yet.
Yeah, so it's time for Good Living segment. So we are talking on prioritizing your mental health in the community. And so our guests are seated and they are in the persons of Frances Yeboah, Community Psychiatry Nurse Specialist, Department of Psychiatry, Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, and Dr. Albert Sedohia, Specialist Psychiatrist, Department of Psychiatry, Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are we doing?
We're doing great.
Yeah, blessed.
Nice. KMJ, earlier you were saying something about the whole why the color purple could be orange, it could be that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know that, Purple Month. I think Purple Month is what, May?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So it's just around the corner. This is the last day of April. And so when we say Purple Month, what really is Purple Month and why the color purple?
All right, so the color purple was chosen to connote a campaign to show love, encouragement, empowerment, and support for people who are struggling with mental health challenges. It's a month-long campaign where we hope to draw more towards awareness creation to the entire nation, Ghanaians for that matter, because there's no health without mental health. And so we need people to be in the correct state of mental health for increased productivity. And even though mental health is very key in our day-to-day activities, it is mostly ignored and left to the background. So this is the first time ever, aside what is always done globally on 10th October, this is the first time ever Mental Health Authority, through the Mental Health Board, decide to initiate this program. It's a project that we are calling on everybody to embark on awareness creation nationwide with respect to mental health challenges.
Okay. And it happens in May?
Yes, it will be happening every month in May, the whole of May, every year.
Okay. Is there a specific reason why we chose May and not any other month?
There is October already, and there are other months for other specific mental illnesses, but the Mental Health Authority decided to choose May to use it for the whole month for the awareness creation. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why in October is not the whole month?
It's a day, 10th October, that is dedicated globally.
This one is the whole month.
This one is the whole month where lots of awareness creation activities will be done throughout.
So this is a special edition. The May is a special edition.
Yeah.
Yes.
A whole month. That's incredible. Now, I mean, I think that is just time for us to delve into talking on mental health. During the trending stories, one of the stories that I did was one celebrity, Fela Makafi, you all know her, stating that back in 2019, certain things that she was going through, and especially being bullied on social media, she reached a point where she almost committed suicide. Sometimes, like you rightly said, we underrate our mental state, our mental health. So let's get into some key points.
Okay, so I'll start and I'll let my colleague also add something.
He's just seated there smiling.
Yeah, so
I'm just enjoying the conversation.
So in Ghana, currently in Ghana, about 13% of the population suffer some form of mental illness, where 10% suffer from mild to moderate, and about 3% suffer severe mental health challenges. You understand?
Okay, that's 30%.
About 13% of Ghanaians in Ghana. Okay. Yeah, so we're talking about 4 million plus people living with some form of mental illness. And the unfortunate thing is, out of this number, only about 5% access mental health care.
Out of the 13?
Yes, they're 13.
Only 5%?
Yes.
Why?
Because of first, ignorance. A lot of people don't even know there is help for it. They're not able to tell this is a mental health issue. And superstition over religiosity. A lot of people attribute everything to spiritual causes. So they don't even come to the healthcare facilities to seek help. So they don't even know that this is a medical condition that can be treated, that have a form of treatment, that can be managed. They are not aware. So they don't even seek help. And mostly in the district, the care is not available as expected because the mental health professionals, the numbers in the country are not that much. It's increasing per year now, thankfully to Mental Health Authority, Psychiatric Association of Ghana, and other stakeholders. But the care is not that much easily available. So that's one of the things we are doing.
Okay, so the awareness is growing.
Now growing.
It's now
Gradually.
growing.
Yeah, gradually.
Gradually.
Yes.
Okay. But then the care, the people accessing all these, going to the mental facilities and all that is what is the issue.
It has always been the issue. That one is also growing as well. As the awareness grows, people now know the need for them to come help.
You know, what I'm thinking of is, yes, the awareness is growing and everything. But here's a situation where we have some individuals, and I'm still going to talk on the whole celebrity thing, AMJ. You know, there's a particular celebrity, a female celebrity, who publicly, she's made it known to everybody that she's got bipolar. Now, it looks like certain things that she does on social media, it's like, yes, we are aware she's got this mental disorder, and so it's like she's taking advantage of that. Although the awareness is there, and then she's made us know. So it's like, okay, can't you seek the right help? Can't you
especially when you know that this is your situation.
This is your situation, you know, because the awareness is there, like you have rightly said. And then it makes it look like it seems that the right people are just not there to hold their hand or say that, okay, this is what this and this is what you have to do.
So speaking to that, mental health care services are mostly voluntary. There's an involuntary aspect where the law can warrant us to treat you against your will. Okay. But due to human rights preservation, respect for human rights, we can't force you into treatment unless you are a harm to yourself and we engage the law courts to give us that authorization. So in as much as we may know there's a problem, we respect your rights. So it's the family members, the friends and family of the people who are suffering certain disorders who have to reach out and seek help on their behalf, either going through the law courts or coming to us. There is an opportunity for us to treat you against your will for some number of days whilst we wait for the law court. But we can't just force you and put you under treatment because we have to respect your human rights. Because of the new Mental Health Act of 846 that was 2012, so we can't just force it on you.
Okay, now, Doc, let me get to you. But at what point does one realize that I am in the States and my mental health is at risk?
Thank you very much. So before that, I just want to say the Purple Month was officially launched yesterday.
Oh, is it?
Yes, at the Nurses and Midwife Council. And henceforth, it's going to be every month, every May, every year. Yes. Okay. So we're going to have
throughout
throughout a year, not just 10th October, as we all know, Global Mental Health Celebration. Yeah, so there are so many things that we, the healthcare providers in the field of mental health, we do observe. when someone is falling into crisis, or even the person himself or herself gets to know that. When any issue that happens to you that tends to affect your social and occupational function, it should give you a cardinal sign that there is something going on, that you need to seek immediate help from the healthcare providers. For instance, probably you have colleagues here, and you will be monitoring this colleague over a period of time. You got to know how he is previously, checking the pre-morbid history, how he used to be. But a time comes that you get to realize that his taste has changed. He's now isolating himself. He's not even going for lunch. You could see his dressing has changed. He seems unkempt. You could see that there's something wrong with him. And you get to know that this is a person that will really need help. But unfortunately, people don't really understand mental health in Ghana here. People just get to know the person really needs help when the person is walking on the street with a tattered cloth or something. But the truth is that a lot of people are not mentally well. So when we come to our field, we say that many are mad, but few are sane. Meaning that we have people that are dressed well, like the way we are seated here this morning, but we are not well. Why? Because mental illness is not just, walking on the street, but anything that challenges your emotions, anything that challenges your psychological state, means that you need help. So when you see some of these nitty-gritties, symptoms that is displayed by colleagues or even yourself, when you realize that there is this form of loss of interest in what you used to do, all of a sudden, you can't really pinpoint, can't even put your hands on something to say that this is the cause of my loss of interest. Sometimes you don't even understand yourself. All those things are things that cause for mental health immediate support.
Sorry to cut you, but with what you're saying specifically, a lot of people tend to mistake that for growth or for adulthood. So you are going through something, you are thinking about why basa, all that stuff. Even if you go talk to somebody about it, the person might tell you it is part of adulthood. It is part of growing.
That is it. It's unfortunate our level of mental health education hasn't really been there like that of the European countries where, the resources are there, where the awareness creation, everything is there. Here, we attribute mental illness to a lot of factors.
Okay.
And if you have to start that, we will not even end today's conversation. You see, when someone starts exhibiting these mental health symptoms all over, before sometimes even gets to us, the person might have gone through all the other phases. Because here we are spiritual beings, or let's say Africans seems to be spiritual-minded people. So sometimes when someone is exhibiting one or two things, before it even comes to us, the thing has even turned chronic. So it means that our understanding when it comes to mental health generally is quite low. And that is the reason why our mental health authority, they've put in place, let's bring this particular month, May, so that the whole of May, from the 29th, or let's say from the 1st to the end of May, we are going to, propagate the gospel of mental health across the whole country, so that at least we can help people. Because I tell you, a lot of people are really breaking down. That's true.
One thing I also want to find out, does one fall into denial when you're going through those processes? Like that you're hitting it, but deep within you, you're feeling that, there's nothing wrong. I'm fine. Does it happen? Does it get to that point?
Yes,
state of denial.
Yeah, you can get to that point where you are not feeling too well, but you're refusing to accept it. Right? So even before that one, talking about the people naked on the street, what we need to know is everybody's from a family. Nobody's supposed to end up on the street. The people on the street are also from families. So if their friends and loved ones care for their relatives, no one is supposed to end up on the street. Now, because of the low level of awareness in a country, when you approach somebody with a challenge, like you said, they might tell you it's part of adulthood or it's part of what you're going through, but that's not it. Because the person, him or herself, doesn't know the cardinal signs and symptoms of mental health challenges. Like he rightly said, your social functioning, your occupational functioning, your academic functioning is dipping. We know but the exception is most people on the screens like yourselves, you mostly fake it. You have to, because it's a job.
Yeah.
You have to smile to the camera.
Thank
But
you.
you might actually be going
Yeah.
through a lot when
Yeah.
the camera is off.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why you're talking about celebrities having issues. But it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But if you're not aware that the symptoms you are having are mental illness related, which is mental illness is simply anything that affects the way you think, feel, or behave. Anything at all. It can be anything. And because when you talk about mental health, people connote it as mental illness. They are different. So mental illness is not just the mental health. It's not just the absence of mental illness. It's actually your ability to know your potentials, live in harmony with everybody else, contribute positively to the society. That's what mental health encompasses. Your state of well-being, being able to know what you can do, how to live in harmony with everybody else and contribute positively. And also, most importantly, to be able to handle the normal daily stresses. Stress is part of life. Your ability to handle the normal daily stresses is part of mental health. The moment you mention mental health, most people in Ghana think you're talking about mental illness. They are different. You understand? So yes, people might have the symptom. The awareness creation is important so that once you begin to feel extremely sad, you are beginning to isolate yourself, preferring to be on your own. You are crying on your own. You don't want to come among people. You are having thoughts of life is not worth living. You are feeling hopeless and helpless, and you have poor concentration. You are making mistakes at work. You are easily getting tired. You're not able to sleep well. Insomnia, most people, you're not able to have good night's sleep. Could it be a mental illness? You may not know yet. All you need to know is it could be, so you seek help. That's the essence of this awareness creation. And,
Wow.
Yeah, so that's
Nice.
what I have to say about
to
it.
add to that, a lot of people think that when you just get into a psychiatric hospital or something, you just start bombarding you with medications. No, there are some mental health issues that you have to speak to the psychologist. And the psychologists don't normally even prescribe medications. They speak to you. They have so many therapies like the cognitive therapy, behavioral modification therapies, that they help you to come back to your normal life.
Okay.
So to the people out there, when you are asked to go and see a mental health practitioner or walk into a department that is maybe psychiatric based, it doesn't mean that you are going for us to be injecting you. As the public knows, we don't do that.
But I think with that is to the extreme cases, right?
If there is a need for it, you will be given, and it's for your own good.
Okay.
And this is what we need to know. If nothing is done about the condition that you have, it gets worse. It means that you're not able to work, you're not able to go to school, you're not able to live a normal life anymore. So the medications that are indicated, we don't just give medication if you don't need one. Mostly we work with a psychologist as a team and occupational therapists and lots of community psychiatric nurses and all that. It's a whole team of people working together. If the medication is indicated, there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. Just like somebody with hypertension or asthma, diabetes, somebody with sickle cell. These people are on regular medications. We want to prevent further deterioration of the condition. We want to make sure you're able to get back to your real self and do well. That's what we are hoping to. So there's nothing wrong with medication.
So it means there's treatment, but is the way we've communicated the treatment that is making it even...
Everybody thinks once you're going to
difficult.
see a psychiatrist or psychologist means you are mad. That's what we are trying to... That's what we want people to understand. That that's not what it is.
We have people that don't even want to walk, just don't want to walk.
Past
Even
where-
in the area.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even,
No, that I can attest to. I think at a point in my life I've been there before. Like if I see a psychiatric hospital, I'm like, okay,
These are
can
for
I
the mad
take this?
people.
Can I take this way? I don't want to come close to it. You think that you're going to end up being?
And what you need to know, what you need to know is, none of us is immune to any mental illness. None of us. One of my professors says that he was telling us practitioners that the difference between us and the patient we are treating could be a matter of time.
You
Just
get there if you're not careful.
Admonishing us to treat everybody humanely, respect their human right, because you could be next.
Yeah.
Meaning that none of us is immune to any form of mental illness. Tomorrow you could be someone who is coming down with an anxiety, depression, with maybe schizophrenia, maybe anything, any of the mental health conditions. These are the top ones that we have in Ghana: depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, and the rest. Substance abuse.
Epilepsy.
It's quite
These
on the
are
rise, mostly from
dominating cases.
senior high level. Lots of people start experimenting, and before you know, they get hooked on it, and it becomes something else. Initially, they start using the drugs, the hard drugs, and then after some time, the drug begin to use them. That's when you become addicted and dependent. So again, the fact that you are advised to see a mental health professional does not mean you are mad. It only means you have some challenges that need help. Just like if you have a high blood pressure, you see a physician specialist.
Speaking about all of this, I mean, earlier you did mention, when I started the example of the celebrity who has admitted that she's got bipolar, you stated that you can't just impose treatment on the person without the consent and everything. Now let's talk about the extent to which, or how can you stretch out a hand to say you're going to treat somebody or extending treatment in general?
We all belong to the states, and human rights still has to be respected no matter what.
Okay.
One of the reasons for this awareness creation is so that everybody knows a little about mental health challenges. So that if you have a friend, a relative, a loved one who is going through something like that, you reach out on behalf of the person. Do you understand? So if you have a mother, yourself, or a friend, somebody you know having these challenges, you reach out to us on behalf of the person. Then we come in to help. The other side is if the person is becoming a source of harm to himself or herself or other people, the law authorizes us, professionals, to take in that person for treatment. We have something called certificate of urgency, which gives us about three days to treat the person against their will whilst we wait for the court order. That gives us longer duration of stay in the hospital. So that's how we can help. But we can't just come bundle you up. And talking about that, there's a lot of human rights abuses in certain other places. You know, we are mostly spiritual, superstitious, and all that. So a lot of people seek help from the spiritual homes. Prayer comes and all that. And when you go to these places, most of them chain the people. They force them to fast. You know, most of them extort money from them because people are just looking for help. At that point, they are like, they need help. I won't say they are helpless, but they need help. And people might be extorting money from them. They might chain them, force them to fast. All these are against their human rights. So that's not what we do. We will respect your human rights within the confines of what the law authorizes us to do.
Yes, and in addition to that, people that are undergoing through mental health, condition, a lot of them, there's a higher possibility of them lacking insight into what is actually wrong with them. And that is the reason why awareness like this are very important for each and every one has to get to know what is actually going on so that we can be each other's keeper. When the person is suffering mental illness, especially when he's in the prime time, it's very difficult for the person to recognize that something is wrong with him or her. And that is why we all need to be each other's keeper. So when it comes to Korle Bu, that is what we've been doing, these mental health educations across board, going to the communities, going to schools, going to a whole lot of places so that we can fasten ourselves with this mental health education. So it is something that we all need to get to know.
Okay. Francis and Albert, we'll come to you pretty shortly. Okay, what first?
Yeah, so Shola is in Togo. We want to have an update of what's happening there today. It's day 2 of the festival. So Shola, if you can hear me. Hello, Shola, are you there? If you can hear me. What's happening? All right, so we're still trying to get connection to Shola. She's in Togo. Once we're able to get in touch with her, we'll let you have an update of what's happening. All right, Shola, take it away.
Specifically at Detsi Kope. Now, let me give you a little back history on when WAFES started. It started in 2018 with only 4 countries. I'm talking about Ghana, Liberia, Togo, and Benin. But over the years, we've seen this WAFES grow tremendously. A lot of countries are joining. We have Liberia, now we have, Congo, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, and a host of other people. We have over 500 chefs joining this initiative. This should tell you how big it is. Now, WAFES is put together to, celebrate African food, the West African food to be specific, and to make sure that people are understanding the culture, our cuisine, making sure that it goes far and wide, even to the global market, and people understand and see us internationally. Now, this initiative wouldn't have come together if one man from Ghana didn't bring this together. Who am I speaking about? His name is Isaac. Now, Chef Isaac put this initiative together. He came and went to Nigeria and said, you know what? Why not put our food out there? Why not have a festival where we celebrate food, where people get to understand African food, especially the West African food, because we have very, very unique dishes. Why don't we put it out there so that people know? Now, countries have come together. South Africa is part, and a host of other countries are all here. Today is day 4 of WAFES. First day has passed, second day has passed. Yesterday, we had a seminar where they taught judges how to, contest people how to even judge in the first place. And it was very, very insightful and amazing. Today is day 4, and today is the Indigenous Food Festival. So we're going to be eating, wherever food is, call me and I will be there. Now, I said that this initiative wouldn't have come together if one person from Ghana, a man with bright ideas, didn't get up to do this. I have with me the founder of WAFest, Mr. Prince and Mr. Mr. Isaac. Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Please, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
All right. Now, I was saying earlier that this initiative wouldn't have happened if you didn't dream it into existence. Now, I want you to tell us from your own mouth, why did you decide to bring the West African Food Festival to life?
Yeah, the main reasons why we came to this extent is that we need to continue encouraging our people and at the same time tell our next generation where we are coming from and our food. Because this time around, I think you realize that there's a lot of changes in our lifestyle in terms of the way we eat and the way we dress. And it is time we need to try to educate our people for them to know that, guys, we are coming from somewhere and we have reached somewhere, but we shouldn't leave our local food outside. Today, if you go to most of the hotels and restaurants, everything that you see there is Western cuisine, right? So how best can we? So WAFest came to being so that we continue encouraging ourselves, we continue telling our people that, hey, we are from somewhere. The paravasol that you see, the agushi that you see in Nigeria is our own, and we need to try to consume. So we are hoping that at least by a few years ahead, when you go to most restaurants and most hotels, within our sub-region, you should see a lot of local cuisine dominated. You should see a lot of at least 70 to 80% of our local food in Ghana.
I like that you said that in a few years we should be able to see our local foods everywhere. Now, you said you started this with 4 people. Only 4 countries were part of the WAFest initially. Now you have over 10 countries. How was that possible?
We have 22 countries. The reason is that normally we need to send invitation. And at the same time, because they see us in most of social media, TVs and everything, some of the country call us by themselves. No, we want to participate. And how best can we participate? We started with 4. Today we are 22 countries, which means we are growing. And within the same platform, we are also activating associations. We are also strengthening associations within the sub-region. This time around, we have traditional caterers with us. We have barbecue association with us. We have indigenous caterers with us. All of them are with us, right? So you realize that we are growing. We are growing from strength to strength. From 4, we came to 8. From 8, this is the 6th edition, and we are 22, right? It's West African Food Festival. But you will see Rwandans here from East Africa. You will see South Africans here. You will see Botswana from South Africa. They are all here to come and join us. We have Gabon also. So we have a lot of countries showcasing their rich culture, their food. Today you will see a lot of amazing food.
Now I have the president of the Chef Association of Togo here with me. Hello. Bonjour.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
Ça va très. Now, I want to know, you are the host country this year. How does it feel? And, what are the preparations that are going on till we are done? I mean, today's day 4. We have a few more days. Any more surprises in the bag for us?
In French or English?
In English.
Oh, I'm not.
They will speak French.
Let's go in French.
Yes, anything is ready to celebrate Africa cuisine. We are everybody is bon, je ne sais pas. On est is ready to come in Togo to celebrate Africa cuisine. Yeah.
And I am here. I spoke to Chef Andy Le just yesterday. Sabona,
Gujali.
Gujali. Now, today is the Indigenous Food Festival. Yesterday we spoke about it. You said you had taught them the things that they need to do today. What are some of the things you're looking up for today?
Wow, I'm looking forward, in fact, to some of the special ingredients that are actually in an abundance in the West African region. Wow, the fish, the dried fish, your herbs, wow. What's that paste?
Which one?
The paste that I said I want to buy it. And they told me to make my...
So at the end of the day, we are all just looking for good food today, right? Yes. Great food. Good food, that's all we want. So at the end of the day, we are still here at the WAFest, the 6th edition happening here in Togo, Lomé, specifically at the Tikope. If you are in Togo, do join us. And if you are outside in Ghana, everywhere, you can just tune in to Joy Prime because we told you we're bringing you the ultimate experience. And this is exactly what we're bringing. My name is Washala Demi, and this is WAFest, the 6th edition, the Indigenous Food Festival. We cannot wait to taste all the different cultural foods that they are bringing here. And until we see you, it's bye for now. It's bye.
And all the way from Togo, that was Shola Adeyemi joining us with the food festival happening in Togo. Awesome. I like what was mentioned, the herbs.
KMJ, please, we are talking mental health. Why do you have to bring herbs into this? What sort of herbs are you talking about?
Food herbs.
You know, food is also important.
Yeah.
It also helps you to
Yeah, it also
be
helps
mentally
you.
healthy.
Yeah.
And we need more veggies, more greens,
Yeah,
herbs.
Food helps. Food helps. So before we, I just want to touch on what Francis said earlier.
Okay.
It's very important that we know that most people who have mental illnesses may not be aware they have it. Just to rehash the fact, which means that we have to continue to be each brother's keeper.
Yeah.
So if you see a change in a friend, you can reach out and possibly ask, is everything okay?
Okay.
Are you going through something? Most people will not open up, mostly because these days you don't know who to trust. You confide
Trust
in somebody
issues.
and
they check it out.
all over social
Yeah.
media the next minute.
Yeah.
And when you guys have a fight, they spill it all out.
Yeah.
But you are assured when you speak to a mental health professional, there's confidentiality, there's privacy, and everything. Your human rights is respected. Also, almost every family has someone who may be suffering a mental illness right now, who may suffer a mental illness soon. Almost every family.
Wow.
Most people don't talk about it.
It doesn't
because
mean
of
it's
the
not there,
stigma.
it is.
It doesn't mean, so no one is immune to it. You know, when you talk mental illness, mental health issues, people go, oh, they're mad people. That's not what it is. That's what we're telling people to get the right knowledge. That's the essence of the awareness creation. And you can be a lawyer, have a mental illness, and be on treatment and be fine. You can be a doctor, be diagnosed with a mental illness, you're on treatment and you are stable and you are working well. You can be a journalist, a student. We see all these categories of people every day in our workspace.
No,
So being diagnosed
unfortunately-
does not mean it's a death sentence.
No, it's not.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. No,
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
There is
not a death
treatment
sentence.
available.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Unfortunately, as Africans, we feel like there's a stigma when it comes to, okay, you tell somebody or a family member is aware of the fact that you're going through a mental health treatment or you are taking some pills for your mental health. People will not understand. Before you realize, they misunderstand and they go carry it out there that, oh, as a kawaya bodam to offend.
And
You know,
see, the
those
way
things.
the non-therapeutic approach that we normally use in our homes makes them even non-compliant to treatment or even taking their medication.
Right.
You see, the way we go about it, our traditional homes, when someone is down, especially when the person gets to be a man and probably is going through broken heart or something, see the way we talk about it. So you man, a whole man like you, see the way you are crying. See,
Yes.
small
As
things
if
to
you should suffer one
you
day.
understand?
Yeah.
You don't have to cry. You don't have to man up. Those kind of things, it eats a lot of people, and it's putting a lot of people.
Allow people to express themselves, feel
And
themselves.
It's very bad.
You know.
It's very bad.
It is very bad. You see, the stigma makes a lot of the clients ashamed to receive treatment. So with time, then they develop the inferiority complex. So they'll be hiding their condition. They don't even want to. Sometimes they even stigmatize even the practitioners.
Oh, okay.
You understand? Because they know our job, they know what we do. So obviously, if they see us in our car, probably then we're thinking, hey, so you are with Dr. Seden here. Are you receiving any treatment for him? Meaning that people have not come to understand and people are feeling ashamed of receiving treatment. But like what Doc said before this, said that the condition that you are going through as a mental health client or whatever is the same as someone battling with physical conditions.
Okay.
Like hypertension, like diabetes, like any
asthma,
other condition
yeah.
that you know. But because of the preconceived ideas or the misconceptions that in Africa here or in Ghana here, a lot of us, they have in relation to mental health, it has prohibited a lot of people from receiving treatment.
Okay.
So the level of ignorance we've known is too much. And that is also noted that the number of cases keeps growing. The number of cases we see in the clinic. That's why there's a need for preventive approach.
So what is there any specific thing we're doing in May? Any special event or something?
Yes, so the theme for this year's is movement, moving more for our mental health, physical exercise. From that angle, we know physical exercise has a lot of advantages. It helps you produce certain chemicals, endorphins, which makes you feel happy, feel good in your own system. And physical exercise also boosts your self-image, your confidence. For example, if you are in physical, if you set fitness goals and you attain them, you set to maybe this weight by end of the year and you attain it, you feel happy, you feel confident in your
Sorry
own
to
self.
catch you. Do you lift weights?
I do it myself.
Yes.
I do.
Because I'm seeing from the chest area, I'm seeing some when he pointed at his head, and then he touched the chest, the breast area. Yeah, so yeah, bodybuilder. You have taken it very personal.
I understand the need for physical activity.
Do push-ups.
I
It will help
I do push-ups.
I said you need to do that.
I need
You
to
do that. You need to do push-ups.
Physical activities.
Yes.
see. You want me to do push-ups?
Just get yourself active.
No, take the push-ups out.
And so you
No,
can
being physically active doesn't necessarily mean push-ups.
Exactly.
You
But
can
he's
take
saying
a
I
walk.
should do push-ups.
Not necessarily.
There's space between
You can do brisk
the ground
walking.
and the
Because
front.
I feel like you can do it.
So you can do brisk
push-ups,
walking. You can do brisk walking.
Brisk walking.
You can go on the treadmill.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's what we're
That
talking
one
about.
is
And
fine.
when you are regular with this,
Yeah.
it helps you be able to manage your stress levels well. You remember I told you one of the components of mental health definition is your ability to withstand normal stresses of life. If you are physically active, you are able to now do that more. Your stress level is down. Your stress hormones that are secreted when you are going through a lot of stress, the secretion is down when you are most likely physically active. So movement, moving more for our mental health. Another angle I want to take it from is movement in terms of move towards seeking help.
Okay.
Move people towards seeking help. So that's all movement. That's the
all
angle I
about.
also want to take it from here.
Great stuff. All right. So, yeah, and it's the whole of May. So please do well. Speak to somebody, talk to somebody. Let's all collectively come together and show we are all checking, our state. It's very, very important.
So thank you for joining us for this great conversation. It is all about prioritizing your mental health. And since the month of May is being dedicated to mental health, it's Purple Month. So please and please and please, if you know that you need help when it comes to your mental health, please seek the appropriate help. Do not be shy. Okay, stop shying away from these things. Anyways, our guests for this conversation have been Frances Yeboah, community psychiatry nurse specialist, Department of Psychiatry, Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, and Dr. Albert Sedohia, specialist psychiatrist, Department of Psychiatry, Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time this morning.
you are always
This has been, and I hope that in the month of May you're going to be coming back to be, teaching us a little bit more because we would
Anytime
love
you
to.
give us opportunity,
Thank
we'll avail
you.
ourselves.
Thank you.
We have a
Thank
lot
you.
of specialists that will be passing through, so you don't have problem at all.
We're excited. We're excited for the month of May already.
We have to.
Yeah, so that's it for this conversation. My name is Esiedo Akomia. But KMJ has another conversation coming your way,
Yep.
and it's all about the guy who has,
Did you hear that? All right, so we'll take a quick breather. You didn't hear that. You take a quick breather.
No, director said something,
We are-
and I'm refusing to hear.
You- All right, we take a quick breather. We're back with some more. Stay with us.